Hey everyone, and welcome back. On today's video, I'm going to be going over CloseBot, and I'm going to be going into the details on the modified bot page, which is basically where we go in there and we change the settings on our bot, like the name, fast we want it to respond. And anyways, I'm going to be going over it in the video, so stay tuned and let's get started, guys. Okay, so the first things first is we got to make sure we're here in the modify bot section right there. And then once we're there, you'll see here a label. This is basically what you can name your bot so you can kind of identify it. Maybe you want to relate it to a specific business. And here's the actual name of the bot in case people do ask, like, hey, what's your name? The bot will respond here with the name that's in here. And from my understanding, it ties in through a workflow on GoHighLevel side. And this is a new feature that they've added a few weeks ago here. It's to delay how long it takes to respond. Before it was taking around 25 to 30 seconds. But then most recently they made an upgrade and it dropped it down to like 20 to 25 seconds. And I believe they added this in there just in case you wanted to make it last a little bit longer. And then here is where you can set a limit of how many messages the bot can send in a 30-day. So you can highlight it here and you can put 1,000 messages in case this is like a sub account that you're working on, or you don't want to end up having like infinite people asking questions infinitely and then it just uses up all your money. So turn that off. Although there are other ways to shut it off, this is the simplest way. And then here we get into settings. And as you can see here, if the bot thinks that the lead is a little bit upset, it will automatically throw a tag on there. And then that tag gets read through our GoHighLevel workflow. And then it stops the bot from responding. And here, as you'll see in a little while when I show you about the objectives, you'll come to understand that whenever it's done with the objectives, it can actually keep responding, or you can make it shoot a tag out that will stop it and the bot turns off, which will be the similar tag. I think it's AI off. And then here, you can decide what model you want to use. I use GPT-4 Turbo. From my understanding, it's more effective and a little bit more efficient. And then here, they recently added these other things here. You can actually configure the bot so it makes typos on purpose, which is kind of cool. That way it kind of seems human, and then it'll actually respond back with an asterisk showing you like the correction. That way they think it's human. Here you can kind of, like, as you can see here in the tooltip, you can kind of get to an understanding of what you would want to range it at. I've tried it somewhat. Maybe I put like a 10, not too much. And then another feature they recently added here is the frequency breakup larger messages. And what this does is that it uses more of line breaks, since it splits the message into two if it's too long. That way it's a little bit easier for them to read and it's not overwhelming. So, okay, so that's basically in a nutshell what we have here available in the general tab, okay? And then now we're gonna go ahead and head over to the integrate tab here. Make sure you click this, right? And here you get the options. I haven't really messed with the webhook stuff, so I can't tell you too much about that here. But this is where you connect your connect CloseBot to your GoHighLevel account. I recently posted another video on how to do that, so you can always go and check that one out. And then here is actually where you add your API key. And I'll show you real briefly how you would do that. That way you can pay, I think it's like 1 cent for the messages versus opting in for doing it with the CloseBot, which is 3 to 4 cents, depending on GPT-4 Turbo or GPT-4. So the next part we're going to do here is I'm going to show you real quick how to use this API, how to connect your API here. So you got to make sure you're logged into your OpenAI. Click on API keys here. We're going to click create a new secret key. We can just name it quick test, and then you create the secret key. And then make sure you copy it here. Once you got it copied, you go back over here to CloseBot, and then you paste it, and then you connect it. And there it is. It's already connected. And you can always go back here, and then you can check the usage. You can check the usage here, activity. You can tell which bot is being used. So that way you can keep track of what's going on, how many requests are being sent. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much all we have here in the integrate tab, at least that's available for us to use. And now the next part is we're going to go into a new section they added, which is tags. All right. And these tags get auto added as soon as, when somebody responds here, it sends the tag AI responded. This can be utilized through GoHighLevel. Maybe you can use it to trigger some other thing like a notification, like, okay, the bot's starting to talk to somebody. So that's just one of the use case scenarios. It's really up to how creative you can get with this. That's what's awesome about it. And then here is like when there's a booking error, like let's say it tries to check with GoHighLevel and there's no booking, or it gets an error where it says like, 404 request, can't find a slot. That will actually throw the AI booking error tag on there, and you can actually tie that with the GoHighLevel workflow into a notification that will actually shoot you a message saying, hey, this person tried booking, nothing came up, and maybe you can take over it manually. And here, this is the aggression detected. Kind of they're saying stuff that's not within the limits. Maybe they're cursing or they're talking about some obscene stuff. It'll automatically throw that tag on there, so it ceases. And then this last one here is basically when you complete the objectives, what I'll show you in the objective panel in a little bit. Basically, when it's done asking all its questions and, getting the name, asking them if they're interested in this, booking them in, and then once that's completed, it'll automatically shut off the bot. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the tag section. Now's where it gets good, guys. We're gonna get to the main section here, the main prompt section. This is actually, we would get in here and we start changing how the bot responds. And so let's check it out, okay? So the first area here is the bot voice. As you can see here, they have nice little tooltips for us to learn from. Anyways, here, I like just putting kind of like what it represents to us and my brand and my company. So I'll make sure I like friendly and helpful. You can also later on manipulate the voice depending on how you get it to respond, as we'll be there shortly. But specifically here, I would just put a few things. One that works pretty good is unprofessional. It comes a little wacky though, so beware and test it first, always. So the next thing here is, so after the bot voice section, the next thing we do here is why the conversation is happening, okay? And here's where we basically give the bot context. Like, hey, you work here and you just got a message from this person. They said they're interested in this. And that kind of gives them context that it's kind of a warm lead because they've sent us a message. And if like, maybe you're doing a bot that's doing cold outreach, maybe you can put that in there and say, hey, you know what? You just reached out to these people. They haven't heard from you. They might be upset. So try to be real calm or whatever. Basically, you're setting up the context. That way the bot knows how to take over from there. Okay, so that's the first, that's the why the conversation is happening. And then here for the important business information, I don't really do too much here. I know they do recommend to keep it short. So I used to have a lot of stuff in here like prices and things like that. I removed that and I have that purely in the knowledge base, which I'll go over in a little bit. But specifically here, I'd keep it short, maybe like your business mission, your business USP, and that would be it. And do not mention anything about appointments or booking, because then the bot will try to do that during the objectives. So here, our goal throughout this main prompt page is to just kind of give it an understanding of how to respond, why it's happening, what the business is about. That way, it's the voice, not objectives. That's going to be on the next page, right? So once you've kind of filled out your important business information here, then you would want to change how it responds. And as you can see here, I kind of give it a little bit of a personality here. I didn't want anybody to know that it's a bot, so it won't say that it's a bot. Also, I told it to skip the formalities and no names in the replies. That way, whenever it replies, it's not like, hey, Domingo, thank you, Domingo. And are you interested in this, Domingo? That would probably get really annoying and they'll probably be like, is this even a person? So that's one of the things I like to keep in there. And then also if they're off topic, to kind of move them back to whatever the objective is about. I've found that to help me. And then some other things here, like never mention some stuff, or don't ask more than one question at a time. I don't want it, basically when I want it to respond, I want it just to ask a question at the end so it can keep moving the lead or the prospect forward down the journey, okay? So that's pretty much it here for the main section. I really advise you experiment with it and see what it produces for you here. And then the next section here is we're gonna go ahead and head to the objective section. Now this is where all the meat's at, guys, okay? So here, basically you have these priorities. They've recently added a new priority here, 6, right? So, let me see here. All right, so these basically the bot comes in, and then it'll go on this first priority. Once this first priority is met, the objective is met, it'll move over to the next objective, and then the third objective. You can actually stack more than one per priority, and depending on this question, it'll choose whether it goes here or it goes there. But since this is just kind of streamlined, and I like it to be like specific this way, and I don't want any type of random thing happening, I just lay it out in this specific way. So it goes from here to here to here to here to here. And then when it ends, this is where you can trigger that other thing that I had told you guys about, the tags here, the objective completed. That one will come on. Okay, so basically now let's get into like what actually is inside these things. Okay, so this is, okay, let's get in here. All right, so basically here's what you identify what it's going to be. This will actually show up on GoHighLevel on the goals accomplished. So that way you can identify it and you can attach it to like a custom value or something. As you can see, I did it here. And here you want to be real specific. This is where you set the objective. You don't put something that's questionable. You make it very specific, like find out whether, or you can put determine whether. Determine, I actually like that better. I think this is an older one, I hadn't updated, but determine works much better than things like get or things like that. And here in the body prompt, most people here leave it actually empty, but I like to use some prompting here to just kind of give it a little bit more of a personality and a little bit more control during that specific objective phase. And down here, you see the auto update. Here you see the auto update. And here you can actually tie this into GoHighLevel custom values. And right now I have it tied into the service type. That way, whenever it does actually decide if the person answered the question sufficiently, it'll go ahead and load that up and it'll push it to GoHighLevel. And then it'll move on to the next one. And here is where you set the sensitivity, right? I don't know what they have. What took us out of here? Thought maybe they had another tooltip. Okay, so here's basically the sensitivity of like what the bot is going to perceive if is that a good answer or not. You're going to have to experiment with this. And later on, I'll be making another video on how to check the messages. I don't want to go too deep into this because there's a lot of detail and a lot more things to comprehend on the other end. And it's better to start here. So here you kind of range it. I like to set 55 for me personally, because a lot of the times if they ask a question like, how does this work? It'll shoot it as a 50, and then it'll think that it meets the objective, but maybe they just wanted to learn more about it before they decided that's what they wanted. Okay, so that's what I do here. The max attempts is how many times it tries to complete this objective before it moves on to the next objective. Okay, and then here they just recently added this. CloseBot's default thing is to gather information, but now they've made it where it can actually give information. Like it can send you a booking link. I'll show you a little bit further down the line where I use it specifically for me. And basically, that's pretty much it for the prompts. I do advise you to come in here and really take a look and kind of get used to it and then experiment with it. And then, so like, let's say they choose the service and they decide, okay, I want to do facial, right? Or I want to do pain relief. It would shoot them to here, right? Where does it hurt? Okay, they want to do pain relief, and it'll ask them this specific question here. And then it'll fill it up on GoHighLevel on our CRM and say, hey, this person is having pain and it's actually hurting them there on their foot or something, right? And then here's the next objective is basically trying to determine, hey, do you want to come in? That way I can send you the booking link. So this is kind of like asking for permission. Like, hey, are you interested in coming in? That way I can send you the link. And once that is committed and they say yes, it'll go ahead and move to the next objective here. And this is the new style of thing that they've added in here, guys. I wanted to show you real quick. Let's keep it there. All right, guys. So here they added the give info. So here it actually is not trying to meet an objective. It's basically just going to shoot them out a link or something. This is specifically, I think they added it specifically because people were having issues sending a link and the bot was kind of adding a period in the back, so it wasn't working properly. So Bryce and the CloseBot team came up with this specific fix here, which is just give the information. And here, as you can see, you can even tell it to give them a promo offer, which is super cool. That will help them, that will help increase the likeliness that they actually convert and actually book an appointment. And then once that's done, it'll shoot off to the next one. And since that one's just giving it information, it's just gonna do that and it's gonna move to the last objective. And then the last objective I set up here is basically just in case they didn't book, it's gonna kind of remain there waiting for them to say like, hey, I need help. And then it will ask them for their name and information. And then we can shoot off a GoHighLevel automation that'll tell us, hey, this person didn't get to book. Here's your information, find a time for them. So basically that's kind of like a real rough understanding of how the objectives section works here on CloseBot. I know there's a lot more that you can do with it, but this is basically the surface level things and what I would kind of take into mind when I'm messing with my bot. And now the last part here is, oh yeah, guys, and look, remember here on the right side, you want to make sure that you always save your work. Always save it. And then now the last part is basically we're going to go ahead and go into the knowledge base, okay? And here you can actually click here to the left to actually upload the files right there, okay? And you can put the website, but the website will end up taking a bunch of data you don't want. You can upload a file. I personally prefer the text option, like 100%. And actually what I do is I save them on my Notion and I update them there, because for some reason here you actually can't edit this, so you'll have to like download it, or if you have it saved somewhere else, modify it and then delete it and re-upload your new updated version. So that's how I would do it here. And this knowledge base connects to our bot. Let me show you where. Here. And since this is a pain relief bot, I'm gonna put the important business information. That way it knows like our times, our when we're open, our email, and stuff like that. And then localized crowd therapy for pain relief facts, in case people ask questions like how does it work or whatever. And this is where you would save it. And now let me just give you, I guess, a brief. It might take a little bit for it to update, but that's pretty much it, guys. We're pretty much done. I'm going to give you a quick little test so you can kind of see how the bot plays out, and it goes through all the objectives that we made. All right, so let's get in here. Let me clear this. This is another test that I had before. Okay, so we're going to be like, hey, bro. It's taking a little bit longer. No, but it's not. Hey, just so you know, we offer crowd body sculpting. I kind of taught it to do that. That way, the prospect already has a thing to choose from. And let's say we're going to go pain relief, because this bot is specifically for pain relief. That service identifier, I have a backend that actually connects it to other bots in case they choose like cryo body sculpting or cryofacial. But this specific one here, this specific objective flow is for the pain relief bot. So you can say pain relief, right? That's just kind of real default, right? But you can actually be real specific and give it details, and it will actually respond in a way that is real empathetic, right? So we can put, look, I hurt my back. I hurt my back when I was playing with my son. Not fun at all. See, it wants to know where, okay? So that's the next objective. It's trying to identify, like, where is it that you're actually hurt? And I told it there, I hurt my back. And then I told a little bit that I was playing with my son. I don't even have children, but still, right? Whatever. Just so you can kind of see what it does and how it reacts. It should be empathetic. And then now it's going to ask us after this, it should ask us, hey, are you interested in coming in? If you'd like, I'd send you a booking link. At least that's what we can expect. Let's see. See, oh no, sorry to hear about your back. Playing with the little ones should be all fun and no ouch. Would you like me to send over the booking link? Yeah, sure. I can see, look, how much does it cost? Right, try to throw it off a little bit. And in that case, from there, it's actually going to go and dig into my knowledge base. Since I don't have that any in the main prompt nor in the objective prompt, it's going to go to the knowledge base, bring out the price, and then it's going to redirect the conversation back to, hey, do you want me to send you the booking link? Okay. Let's see. At least I hope so. Yes. Yes, please. Please freeze me pain free. All right. And this is just the testing environment, guys. So understand that it won't actually book an appointment here. And here, even though we're getting it to send a booking link, understand that it will not book an appointment. Just so you know. Not on the testing portal. Now we just wait for the last one. It should shoot us a link with a promo code. And there it is, guys. Awesome. Anyways, I'm glad I was able to help you guys out today. Hopefully this brief overview gave you a better understanding of how CloseBot works, and maybe it spurred some ideas of how you could use it for your specific case scenario. If you have any questions, or maybe you have any feedback on things that I can do with the bot, or maybe other videos that I can make for you guys, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Thank you.